All right, I believe we are live. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. But I'm still going to check. Says we are good to go. I'm doing a drum lesson with Matt. So, and I'm going to do some free jamming here too. Wait for Matt to come in. I'm doing a drum lesson with Matt. So, there we go. Beautiful. Let's do some drumming. Wait for Matt to come in. Actually, before I do that, anybody who's watching, please say hello. Free raffle tickets for everybody. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I think that we're good. I just have to get one thing in here. That's actually what we wanted. All right. So let me do one of these. Better. All right. Let's play some drums. Wait for Matt to get in here. There he is. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. What's up, dude?
I can hear you.
How's it going?
All right, you?
Good. And we're live. I just have to fix my my screens here,
All right.
so you can see everything. But yeah, man, how's it going? What have you been working on the drums? That's perfect.
Actually, I haven't been able to do too much because of work and sore, and I played a little bit yesterday.
Okay.
Just did a little bit of the. I tried to play my songs a little bit. And then I did, a couple of thingy madoohickeys.
Perfect.
That's pretty much it, though.
Okay. Well, let's start with some rudiment warm-ups then. Can I hear the paradiddle to start?
I don't know if I can get my wires out of my way. That would be nice. Left, right. Okay. Yep. That's right, right? Right.
Yeah,
left,
you
right,
got to keep
left.
it steady. And then you got to flip it. So it's right, left, right, and then you reverse it. Now watch that pinky, right? So you're getting a lot of good bounce, which is a good thing, but you want control right now. Tighter pinkies means more control.
Okay.
Now, we've talked about that before. I talk to my students about their pinkies a lot. It's all about the pinky. You need that tight grip. Keep it going. Let's keep doing that.
Okay, let me move so I can see you.
And we are live. I don't know how many people are watching, by the way, but we are live. We're rocking.
Okay, so at least you can see some of my stuff, right?
Oh, I see you on the kit perfectly.
Okay. There we go.
Beautiful. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's see if we can speed it up a little bit. Let's see if we can speed it up a little bit.
I don't know, for some reason the pinkies for me, that's a little bit rougher because I find myself always just a little bit looser grip. I gotta keep working on that.
So, okay, so let's talk about that then. And I'm recording all this. Maybe we'll get some good sound bites. Let's talk about that for a second. What you are getting out of that bounce, out of that looser grip, is a bigger bounce. If I have a looser grip and I'm not trying to tighten down on my pinkies, I'm getting these nice big bounces. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the advantage of that looser grip. But what do you lose? You lose a lot of control. Not total control, because when you're going super fast, it's a little bit of that looser grip. Right? If you look at my fingers, I'm pretty loose here because there's so much movement in that space. So at the slower speeds, and you don't need to worry about that those big bounces, you want more control. So you want that tight pinky. Like at that speed, you should be like a lumberjack chopping down a tree. Like you need to be like heavy hitting and really feeling it in the hands. The finesse and stuff about this and the stuff you can do when you have like a little bit more of that looser grip like skill, then you can do the fancy stuff. Stick with those tight pinkies for this speed.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Good. Now do me a favor. Sit up nice and straight. Good. Now bring your right elbow forward.
Like towards
No,
you?
like literally, yeah, like pull your elbow straight forward towards you like this. No, so that you're coming up. I mean, like bring it like that. Yeah, not out like this in front of you.
Yeah.
Like this.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, sit up nice and straight. Tighten up that core. Get that six pack going. And
Right.
yeah, I'm not joking at all. From there, slam down hard on that snare.
As far as right. Okay.
Yeah. Aha. Do it again. And okay, so
Pad's a little small.
no, it's okay. So I did say lumberjack chopping down a tree, right? So it's that all the way until you need to have it bounce a little bit, at least a little bit. Yeah. See, if you like leave it resting like that, you're not really. Yeah, you want to hit it and then have it come back up. Yeah, there you go. Do it again. Right. Sit up straight. Now do it. Any chance you could sit back a little bit? I feel like you're a little on top of that snare. Like 2 inches.
Not without being too far away from my kick.
Let me see you hitting the snare from that spot. Just do the paradiddle actually, nice and slow.
Oops.
Sit up nice and straight. Although, yeah, I guess you pretty much are.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks better in terms of the snare. I like you being a little farther from the snare. So you're saying that sitting there is uncomfortable on the bass?
Right. Because of my hip, it's putting too much. It's like extending too much, if that makes any sort of sense.
Oh, for sure. Can you bring the bass pedal and that part forward?
It's resting on the back wall.
Oh, it's gonna
So-
go moving on you.
Yeah.
Is there any way to move the snare farther away so you can squeeze back in how you were, and have the snare be a little bit farther away, like just forward 2 inches? Can it get any closer to that other tom?
Let me try. It can't. Not with my wires. Hang on. I'm gonna lose you for a second, audio-wise. 1 sec. It just doesn't look right. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so play a little bit on the bass drum and the snare to see if they both feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, cool. I'll take it. Play a little bit of the snare and then a little bit of the high tom. Do like 1 E and a 2 E and a. And then okay. No, that's good.
Oh, 1 E and a 2. Okay.
That's
on
okay.
both. Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Okay, good. So like that, the distance between the snare and the tom, or I should say the snare and the tom have a relationship with each other and your movement from one to another. That's like if you were driving across a bridge and it happened to be shorter that one day. Like the distance that you're traveling from one drum to another, if it changes, that might be uncomfortable, you know? But that looked okay. Going from the snare to the tom, it looked fine, even though they're closer together now.
I know, it's not very reminiscent of like an actual drum set.
Oh, it's
But
fine.
that's okay.
It's fine. The toms would be higher.
Yeah, they'd be more right here.
Everything would be higher, yeah. But that's okay. I mean, is it all? We just happen to be talking about this right now, right? But can you make it any higher than that? Like, have you tried?
Yeah, this is as high as it can possibly go.
Didn't we do that on the first day? It was like literally
Yep.
bring it, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
capped it all the way at the top. Okay, so
As much as I could without it losing stability.
and it's fine. And eventually you're gonna be, playing on one of your acoustic kits, out of like the many that you're gonna have in the future. So, eventually it won't be a problem. This is obviously fine. This is great because you've been jamming on this thing and it's been taking a beating.
Yeah, I know it has been.
You've been giving it a beating for sure. Okay, cool. So, what was the last thing we did with that song, or one of the songs that we were playing?
That fill.
Oh, that's right. Were you able to get that in there?
For the most part, it's still timing.
Ooh.
It's the timing. For me.
Well, can you press play on the song and play through it?
Yeah, I'm just sad that nobody can hear it.
Yeah, I know. Though they might ding us on YouTube if they do hear it, so maybe it's a good thing.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Well, I'll give it a shot. I'm not gonna be able to hear you, so.
Oh, that's true. That's okay. He said he can't hear me. Oh, that was good. Still looking at that pinky, though. I see you, pinky. All right, so come back to me. Ooh, nice. Jamming out. Come back to me. Come back to me. He can't hear me, so that's okay. Timeout. Universal signal for timeout. I even forget the name of the song, to be 100% honest with you. I'm going to look it up right now, so he never knows.
Oh, that's fine right there. I think that was plenty.
No, that was awesome. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that was really good. Now, I'm staring at your pinky, especially on the left hand.
I know.
Now, you're making it work, man, but it's only going to take you so far. So, at the very least, have the pinky thing in the back of your head. And for something like that, have we talked about the chopping wood thing?
Mm-hmm.
Not
yet. Yeah.
Okay, the chopping, like it really is like chopping wood, especially that left hand on the hi-hat at that speed. You know what I mean? You're like, there's a lot of shoulder involved in that. There's back muscles involved. The arm is involved. That's a full-on attack. You can't have all. Go ahead.
I think because of my torn rotator cuff, I think I'm trying to make it work with a little bit of less movement, and trying to be still okay with it, if that makes any sort of sense.
Is it that if you pull the elbow out, that it'll hurt? When you say the rotator cuff, is
more, it? Yeah. More movement.
So it has to be more of, you have to kind of do it down here.
Right. If I can do this instead of this.
But okay,
it works a bit more.
So let's see if we can split the difference. So drop the elbow. Mm-hmm. Start playing the hi-hat like you were. Okay. Now turn the wrist. Turn the wrist like this so that the top of your hand is flat. Yeah. But keep the elbow dropped. You can still, here, look at me. My elbow's dropped. I'm bending at the wrist. I'm bending, it's like a joint here, right? Mm-hmm. And that's tight pinky. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna take me a while to learn that too. But
It's what I want all my students to know about that specific issue
messages.
is it takes time. Keep it in the back of your head. Keep on hearing my voice saying, Pinky, and have it start to creep in, because you should start to find where you really, really want it and need it and can use it. And then if you already have a good bounce and some good like technique forming on the other side of it, then sometimes you're going to feel like doing that. It's all about being able to do whatever you decide you want to play. And sometimes you're going to need that pinky. And now you've got this, additional thing of that elbow should stay low because you don't want to go overboard on the shoulder. Mm-hmm. So fine. But the answer can be all here. The answer is all here if you want it to be.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the whip or the molar method?
Mm-mm.
Okay, not yet. So, today's the day.
Yeah.
I've talked about it a little bit with you, but I haven't used those specific terms. But let's see if I get my history right. So there's this guy, Moeller, who was taught by another professional from like the early 1900s. Moeller was his best student, and he, was alive in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and he was showing this method that he had been taught. Mm-hmm. So it's called the Moeller method. And it's really just, how we've talked about hitting really hard and then killing the bounce?
Yeah.
And then how we've talked about tapping the drum but then also pulling the stick up?
Mm-hmm.
I call it a tap and pull because that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? We've talked about that.
Yeah.
It's just that. It's the idea that at a high enough speed, I'll do it with my weak hand to prove it. At a high enough speed, the lumberjack thing won't work. The finger technique thing works, but it only works on one drum. You're kind of limited. You have to kind of fall into this very wrist-heavy whipping maneuver. Pop, 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 pop. I'm like hitting hard, soft. Attack and kill the bounce, tap and pull. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
My mic's a little bit. I'm not great with this thing. I always forget. So it's just that. But at high enough speeds, the theory is that it kind of has to happen. It becomes inevitable. Mm-hmm. So there doesn't have to be any elbow there. Like my elbow's totally asleep.
Yeah.
And it's wiggling a little bit. Right? A little bit of shoulder.
Yeah.
But that's what you want. I mean, imagine your left hand on the hi-hat and you don't have to hurt your shoulder and you have total control over your stick. Mm-hmm. And you're super relaxed. The answer is in the wrist.
Yeah. Okay. Are you left-handed as well?
I am indeed.
That would explain it.
Yep. Have we talked about my kit?
No.
So, maybe I can get like a better angle for you. Or let me take a picture of it and send it to you.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about it. Because the whole left-handed, right-handed thing is very important. All right, I just sent it.
Okay.
All right.
Are you sure you sent it to me?
Yeah, I texted it to you, yeah. Oh, it's still going through.
Oh, okay.
So, I am left-handed, and when I was taught drums by the teacher that my parents picked, the drum set that he insisted on was a left-handed kit. He said he wanted me to have the kit set up left-handed, and he wanted me to learn arm crossed over, left hand crossed over on the hi-hat. Like the same exact thing that you see everybody doing, but the reverse.
Yeah.
So silly.
Mm-hmm.
He should have had me just leading with my left on a regular kit.
Yeah. I believe this is right-handed kit.
Yeah, their hi-hats on the left. Your toms descend down to the right. You lead for a lot of things you're leading with the right hand. Everything on the ride is with the right. Yeah,
yep.
It's a fully ready kit. So now with my kit, if you look at the picture, I think it went through, is I have my hi-hat in the middle. Anybody watching live, my apologies. Oh, there's nobody. We're good.
Actually, here.
There's literally nobody. Do you see it? Oh, there you go. Yeah. But either way,
Well.
it's just you and me. So.
Oh, well, that didn't work.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
You can't really see it that great.
Hi-hat is in the middle.
So the hi-hat's dead center. Now,
Oh.
the reason why I'm able to put my hi-hat in the middle is because I have 2 bass drums. There's
Oh, I
still
see.
ways to do it if you have 1 bass drum, but that does make it a little bit easier because I can put a stand right there. But then also, that hi-hat stand is, I sometimes forget. It's called a remote hi-hat stand, which means that the pedal is not all the way down. You know how on yours, like, I guess on your kit it's not, but you know there's a hi-hat stand with the hi-hat at the top and the pedal at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. This is, I can move the pedal anywhere I want. It's attached by a cable, and I can put the pedal anywhere I want it to be.
Right.
So I can have the hi-hat in the middle and still have my right foot playing the hi-hat off where I want it to be.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this
I
has
like
been
the
my
color
dream.
on that too.
Ugh,
I'm
isn't
just-
it gorgeous?
I like colors.
Yeah, me too. I used to go for like the black drum sets and like the dark reds, and I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And now for me, it's like, no, give me like, it could have been a yellow kit just as easily.
Yeah, see, I like yours. There's one on Marketplace that I've seen that was like $1,600 right now, and it's almost like exactly like yours, except for it was purple and black. With
Is it Mapex? Or do you
Yes.
know the? Oh, is it Mapex?
yeah, as a matter of fact, it is so beautiful.
I believe it. Yeah, I love this finish. It's so.
Because it was
again,
in my
I-
recents, and I looked at it and I'm like, dang, I wish I could get. There's a UK drum set right here with a UK flag on it.
Oh heck yeah. That's a cool kit.
Yeah, the other one came with everything. It was all the exact same color and everything, but the dude wanted like $3,200 for it.
Oh man, no, you don't have to pay that much. You don't have to pay
No.
that much for a kit.
There's one for $250.
Here you go.
I'm trying to find it. I know it was here, unless he already sold it and took it off Marketplace.
Take your time. I'm gonna open up something else here.
Oh, they have the Strike Pro for sale. Oh, he wants to trade for an acoustic kit. That's another thing. I've got to be careful with how much noise I'm making too.
Right.
Oh man, yeah. Here, I'll just actually.
You gonna send me a picture?
I'm gonna send you a text message
Okay.
so you can actually see it.
Yeah, sure. In case anybody's watching, we're hunting for kits.
Yes,
You should always be on the hunt for a kit.
it's so beautiful.
yeah, it is.
So beautiful.
Oh, you got me that purple, man.
Yeah, I know. See, it's like almost like yours, except for purple.
Apex
It is
Armory.
so beautiful. And it's $1,500, and it comes with all the hardware too.
It is the same kit. This is the Armory series. I bet it's the Studio Ease, which is like another sub-series of it. It does look like the Studio Ease. Oh, it's got to be. That's my same exact kit, just purple. Heck yeah, dude. Do it.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, you don't have $1,500 just sitting around? Oh man.
I can imagine who wouldn't have $1,500 sitting around, you know.
Ugh. Peasants, my friend. Peasants. Yeah, man. I don't have 1,500 cents to throw in the air.
Thank you. I'll counter offer him with the $5 I have left sitting in my account.
Counter
That
offer
will work.
rejected. Oh man.
I told
Didn't
him
see
imagine
that
why.
coming.
It's not like I lowballed him or
I
anything.
didn't lowball. I told him I'd give him everything I had. Look, your time will come. You know, the acoustic kit. She's on her way. She's taking her time around the world. She's coming
It's
to you.
beautiful, and that's the one I absolutely 100. Like I would sell my computer for that, but I've already sold my computer for my apartment, so priorities.
Yeah, you could have like not had the house, but had the drums like stacked up, ready to go.
Exactly.
I
And
guess
then I could have sat outside with my 2 months of experience,
right.
drum for money, so I can get a house.
Drum for money. It'll take some time, but you know, if you have an umbrella for the drums.
Yeah. However, I think I am gonna do like the American Musical Supply thing, and,
What is
I'm
that?
gonna end up getting an amp. American Musical Supply is a sort of like it's like a lease to own type thing with 0% interest.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Nice.
They're amazing people. So I'm gonna see if I can get like an amp, so that way you can hear it and everything as well, or maybe I don't know, somehow figure that out.
Yeah.
And a double bass pedal, because I think I need to start doing that. But
I mean, you can't hear the drums. I don't know what it's like for other people. I know exactly what it sounds like, what you're playing.
Mhm.
Like, there's even different tones coming out of the things that you are hitting, regardless of the material that they're making, and I can hear the difference. Like, so I do hear it, but obviously,
yeah,
you want to hear it. You want to be able to play it out of a speaker and hear it like that. And then there's advantages to that as well. So yeah, speaker's a good purchase.
there's one for like $299 on there right now.
Okay.
You can get like 6 payments of like $55 or something like that.
There you go. Sounds done, man. You know?
Gotta have the money for it first.
Right.
Like,
All right, so let's get into some I wanted to kind of shift focus a little bit.
my bad.
Because that fill sounded awesome. And if we're live streaming this one, we don't necessarily want to work on a song that nobody can hear. So we will do that next time. I want to go back to some of the kind of basic stuff. Some of the stuff that is in that book that I do eventually want to have you
I
get.
forgot to get that. I need to get that.
Sure. It's I'll send you the link again if you want.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So what do you see before you hear? Can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
What do you see?
Those are 8 notes of snare.
What?
Or quarter notes.
Quarter notes? How do you
Yeah.
know?
My bad.
That's all right. How do you know they're quarter notes?
There's no line at the top.
No beam, right? No connecting. Right. So, and they're counted 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what happens if I do this? What are these?
8 notes.
8 notes. All right. Let me hear you play these 2 measures in a row.
Oops.
Do it again. You're good. Do it again.
There we go.
Slower, but you're getting there. Aha. So not quite. Now, plenty of people might think that was exactly perfect and you were super close. Now, let me just write these in quick. The thing that you were missing was connecting the 2 together in time. You played quarter notes and then you kind of paused for a second and then you played 8th notes, but they weren't like joined at the hip. So check this out.
Do that.
And that's why I told you to go slower too. It's a little easier slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You have to keep that consistency. Do it again. Good. Loop it. Good. That's more important than anything. If you played this measure super fast and on a really expensive China cymbal, and then you played this measure super fast and on a really expensive snare drum, but they weren't in time, like properly joined so somebody could hear it and like kind of bop their head to it, then you've done nothing.
Right.
The most important thing is the metronome or that pulse. Really, the best word to use is pulse, I think. Because every song has a pulse, but not every song has like a metronome beeping in the background, right?
Right.
But every song has a pulse. You like literally put on literally any song and you could bop your head because there's a pulse there. So the pulse is more important than anything. It doesn't matter what you're playing. That's what you want to always lock into. All right, do it again for me. Just these 2. Beautiful. See me like rocking out, like like a moron. I don't know how great it looks on
I wonder,
live stream, but I'm jamming out because you're in time. Like I'm enjoying it musically. It doesn't matter if it's like slow or boring or whatever. It's perfectly in time, and that's what's special about it, and that's what lets me bop my head.
You're right.
You were gonna say something?
Huh?
You were gonna say something?
No, I was. Hang on. It's going from quarter to the 16ths.
Oh. Okay. So
That's
now.
a little bit.
So
yeah.
now let's do this then, because that's perfect. What a perfect segue. So let me just write in a measure of 16th notes.
Yeah, quarter to 16 is what gets a little bit weirder.
Okay, now what's the math on that? Going from quarter notes to 16th notes, how many more notes are you playing? Like
It's
per-
pretty much double.
it's
So
it's quadruple.
yeah.
From quarter notes, let's be clear, from quarter notes over here to 16th notes.
Mhm.
Skipping over 8th notes, right? Just going straight for the 16ths.
Right.
Yeah, you're quadrupling because going from quarters to eighths is doubling. 4 times 2 is 8.
8. Yeah.
Simple math, right? 8 times 2 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. So you're quadrupling your speed. So no wonder it's like not easy to do. But again, that pulse is always going to guide you. So can you play a measure of 16th notes? Just play this measure for me. This highlighted blue measure.
Nope. That was not.
Well, you were close. It depends on how you're counting it, though. Can you count it out loud?
1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... Okay, there we go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, do it again, but then try to drop into a measure of quarter notes. So go from those 16ths into quarter notes. Ah, not quite.
No, I was a little bit too fast.
Perfect. Well, okay, you know what the problem is. Do it again.
There we go. A little slow.
Definitely
that
better. No, definitely better. That was still a little fast.
time. Really?
Yes. Now, this just goes to show you that in comparison to 16th notes, quarter notes really are that slow. Okay? So, check us out. One E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, those 16 notes didn't even feel that fast, and those quarter notes were super slow.
Right.
All right, so now try it. Loop it now. Okay, perfect. Okay. What's the ultimate test for, how perfectly you're playing these?
Staying in time.
Yeah, but the ultimate test would be a way to actually measure how well you stayed in time.
Uh-huh.
So playing it with a metronome.
Right.
Because the metronome's going to show you every little mistake.
I
So-
wonder. I have a metronome right here.
Can you put it to 60?
Yeah, if I can.
One of my favorite speeds.
You said what? Put it to what?
60?
Oh, I'm in 4/4.
Correct.
Tempo. I was at like 110.
That's okay. Yeah, 60s. For 16th notes, you want to really take your time to process fitting
I
them
was
in.
in 4/4 at 60 BPM.
Let's hear it.
And then what one do you want to hear?
So let me hear the quarter notes.
Okay.
So you're literally just playing those metronome clicks, right?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Gotta hear it better.
All right, count them out loud while you're doing it.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
Good.
4. 1, 2, 3.
Now do me a favor.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing that on the module.
Yep.
That's another thing that the speaker would help with is that I can't hear the metronome, right? But I'd be
Yeah.
able to hear the metronome while you're clicking along. That did
Yeah,
sound
and it
in
tells
time,
me.
though.
Yeah, it gives me like real time feedback, like when I hit a note perfectly. it will tell me if it's slow, good, or fast.
Oh, nice.
So that's why I'm looking at it, so I can see if I'm doing it too slow, too fast.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, a little fast.
Okay, now do the 16ths.
Yeah, that was okay. It will say good.
Okay, keep doing it.
Here we go.
Ah, good. Now do two. Do both measures. Do the 16ths.
16ths?
I mean, do either quarters into 16ths or 16ths into quarters, but then just loop it.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right, pause it.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I was getting better as I was going too.
Good. It sounded steady on my end. I think I would have been able to tell if it was like way off. And you've been playing along to songs, which is kind of like playing along to a metronome to a certain degree.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because I listen to the drums themselves.
And again, that pulse is there.
Mhm.
It's all about that pulse. No matter what song you're listening to, there is a pulse. And maybe that's why I love every song, because even if it's like, well, I don't know, name a band that you hate. And maybe I'll tell you what, before you say it, I'll give you an out. I don't hate any bands. Like
it took me a minute to really think about it.
Okay.
I don't like Pink's voice.
You don't like Pink's voice?
Yeah, she's
Oh,
annoying.
Pink.
as
Okay.
shit.
Yeah, see, okay. I mean, I don't mind when people say they hate Geddy Lee, Rush.
Yeah.
People hate his voice. I totally get that. But yeah, so maybe her voice is a little bit annoying, but if a Pink song comes on, I'm going to bop. Like, it doesn't matter. I have a Pink song, I think, in my head right now, but da, 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 da. No, that's Kesha or something. But it's like all those songs sound the same. And it's like, that's a fucking bop, dude. And you could totally jam out to that because there's a pulse. It doesn't really matter what the song is doing per se.
Right. So with my timing and stuff, how I've been working on it, I don't know if you could see that.
Kind of,
very
yeah.
Well,
What's the app?
but it says play song and it has a drumless
Nice.
track. So what I've been doing is I've only been playing those drumless tracks.
Nice.
I'll play it a couple times with the track or with the drums, but then I have the drumless tracks to where I can really make sure that I'm in time because you can hear it in the
Right.
song. So that's what I've been trying to do to help help me stay in time a little bit. I know that sounds weird, playing without drums helping you stay in time, but it kind of does because I can hear the song in my head.
Correct.
And I can hear the drums in my head. So if I make a mistake, I can hear it while playing my drums.
Excellent.
If that makes any sort of sense.
It makes 100% sense, and you're proving my point, which is that the song without the drums is still representing that pulse, and you can still play along
Right.
as if there was a metronome. Okay, so let's play around with these a little more because we did the quarter notes and the eighth notes, and we did the 16ths and the quarter notes because you had mentioned that transition was a little tricky. Dude, these three groups, these three measures, there's multiple different ways that you could play them, right? There's 9 ways, I believe. Right? Okay, so let me hear you playing these in this order. Try to do eighth notes into 16ths into quarters. Let's just start there. But the idea of being able to do that is enormous for drums. Like at any speed, I should be able to put on a metronome, and you should be able to, any reasonable speed, you should be able to play this no problem. That's a perfect goal to have.
Okay.
So try it without the metronome first. Okay, only mistake was a little slow coming into the eighth notes.
Mm-hmm.
I think from the quarter note. It didn't have enough jump on it. Quarter, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's double the speed, so it has a like significant amount of drive to it. And I always use terms like driving and like running. Bah, bah, bah. They feel like you're running, right? 1 and 2 and, or even 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and. It feels like you're running. I use that terminology a lot because it really does feel like that. And all those rock songs that have eighth notes on the hi-hat, which is all of them, it's because it has that driving force. Even if it's slow, it has that driving force of like pushing forward. So you just needed a little bit more giddy up on it, if you will. Do it again. But it was great overall. Do it again. Excellent. Okay, play around with it now. So, just at your will, do either this one or this one or this one in any given combination in order.
Ah, man. Oops. Okay.
Ah, okay. So here's something cool. No, you're good. This is why I do this, man. I love this job. All right, check this out. You're playing your 16th notes leading with your left.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting with that left. Taka, taka. Or are you starting with the right? I think it was the left.
We go round and round doing this. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't. So yeah.
Left more than likely.
Okay, so let's stick with the left for now. I think I saw that before, and obviously you do left hand on the hi hat. So imagine you're doing your 16th notes, and your left hand is hitting every other 16th note, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's another way of phrasing every other 16th note?
E.
What's another way of explaining that? If I was going to tell somebody, hey, I want you to play on the 1, and then I want you to play every other 16th note after that, what would be another way to say that?
1 E, so it'd be the E and it'd be on the right? No. And,
okay. So how do we count 16 notes?
1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and
Okay. Okay. The 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. Those are quarter notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really what the purpose is of counting is that hitting the drum here, the common term for that placement, that spot, is the 1.
Mm-hmm.
If I want you to hit this spot here on the E of 3, that's the name that I give to that spot, right? It's like a name on a chair. It's like,
yeah,
that's where that note would go if you're going to sit there, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Every other 16th note would be the 1, the and, the 2, the and. What do those sound like?
So the 1
and 2 and those.
So
that's
right.
Every other 16th note, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 and 2 and those are just eighth notes.
Mm-hmm.
Another way of saying play every other 16th note is saying play eighth notes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's literally half the speed.
It's literally half. Okay, so let's do now, and I'll write it underneath here. Sorry. I fight with this program sometimes, but I love it. Okay. Now let's do no metronome. Let's do it again. And I want you to play the eighth note measure with just your left hand.
Okay. So you want me to do the whole thing, or just do you want me to start?
I want you to do the whole thing so start at the 16th notes. When you get to the eighth notes, do them all with your left hand.
right?
Okay, you were close.
I missed one measure. But...
You missed half the measure, so you did these first 4. Totally fine. Do it again. I'll give you a hint that those left-hand eighth notes are going to need a little bit more
fast.
grit. No, they were a little too slow. Give them a little bit more life. Try again.
Okay.
Beautiful. 100% perfect. Okay. Your left hand did one thing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about chopping wood? Like, it's, it's one consistent thing the whole time. That left hand played, 16 total notes in a row that were all perfect eighth notes. Half of them were here, but you were leading with the left, so it was all the eighth notes. It was the ones and the ands. Mm-hmm. And then all of the eighth notes here were with the left hand. If you were to loop this, your left hand is literally doing one thing the whole time. Mm-hmm. Your right hand is coming in to help between these and doing nothing over here. Right?
Right.
Okay. I want you to do this now on a loop, exactly what you see here and what you were just doing. And I want you to think about the fact that your left hand is only doing one thing. I want you to focus in on that and look at the left hand and look at the wrist and sort of be able to analyze, like, I'm fucking chopping wood over here. I'm just doing this.
Well, you got the 16th notes with all my left hand. Do you want me to play all my left hand on the 16th notes as well?
No, because then your left hand is doing two different things. One, it's doing 16th notes, and then eighth notes. Those are two very different movements, different techniques, different muscles. Watch me so I can be real clear about what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
I'm going to play these two measures, 16th notes into eighth notes, and I want you to watch my left hand, and my right hand is going to hit my leg, so you're not really going to hear it. Mm-hmm. And you're going to watch how my left hand literally only does one thing the whole time, regardless of whether I'm hitting my leg like a moron or not. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And
okay.
And a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. I'm just doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Very steady, very consistent, very driving, like galloping on a horse kind of movement. Yeah. Okay. If you're going to play this measure, well, actually, sorry. I don't want to skip any steps. Try it now, what I was just doing, and try to keep that left hand just really steady, really driving forward. Just the left hand on the eighth note. You did both hands on the eighth note.
Yep. Yeah.
And so then you were like really galloping. Try just the left hand again. That's okay.
I was playing eighths. Or
That's
six,
okay. Do it again.
Quarters.
Good. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Could you tell that it's this nice, simple way to approach what the left hand is responsible for doing?
Yeah.
You're just playing that left hand steadily the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that steadiness, that consistency, here's me wrapping up the whole reason why I had you do this with the left hand. That consistency, that steadiness is there no matter which hand you're using, no matter if it's the left hand or the right hand. That steadiness of taka, 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 tat, 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 and that relationship between those notes is the same. It should be the same. It should feel the same. It should sound the same. And the timing should be perfect no matter which hand you're hitting. Because that's part of the fun of drums is I could play these two measures. There's a mathematical calculation to figure it out, but millions of different possible sticking combinations, or maybe like hundreds of thousands. Right, left, right, 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 left, left, right, 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 left, left, or something random. There's a lot of different combinations of these two measures where you're playing around with which hand is hitting what. But at no point does that matter more than staying steady, metronomically, keeping real steady with that pulse.
Yeah.
No matter which hand is doing what. Okay. Love me some metronome. Okay. Go back to doing it now with lefts and rights. Because you're just, imagine just, going back to alternating all your notes. Now your left hand does not have to do all those eighth notes. Now both hands can do them. And really watch your tempo now. Think more about the pulse and the steadiness and that consistency than which hand is hitting the eighths. Good. Good. Okay. One surefire way I know of making sure that you're in time is by air guitaring. Because then, if I feel like I can successfully air guitar over your drumming, then you are a drummer, right? Because that's what musicians need. And guitar players specifically, they're going to tell you when your timing is off. Whether they're right or wrong, doesn't matter. They're going to tell you. Okay, so that was perfect. Do you want to try it now, the reverse, like doing all rights?
I could try it.
Try it. Good. Okay, can you put that metronome on back to 60? Now try it.
Oh, that was way off. That was my fault.
Can I hear the quarter notes first? Good. Okay, now do it. That was perfect.
There you go.
Okay,
I
good.
didn't do it all my right, but
No, that's okay. That at that point, it's more about just doing it at the right tempo. Again, you could do it with all kinds of different sticking. You can pause that if it's still going.
how did you know?
I could feel it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel the pulse.
I can feel the pulse. Amen to that. I can feel the pulse. I can feel it from this far. So obviously, there's like so many. Oh, nice. I didn't even get what you did. See, I heard it after the fact. That was funny.
That's funny.
Oh, dude, like the ba-dumps, but it's on it's on a electronic kit.
Electric.
So it just sounds like that. Ta-ta, ta-ta. Dude, that's super funny. I should put
I can
that.
hear it perfect in my head. But,
Right.
yeah.
All right. So obviously, there's so many different combinations here. There's so many combinations actually, and this is where we'll go next with this because why not? Even just in a measure of 16th notes, there's a whole ton of combinations, right?
Right.
Because, okay, how do you count these again? Do it. No, you're good. You're good. Go for it.
Okay, hang on. I need just a little bit.
Yeah, do it. Show the people. Make it a big one. Hey, that was a good one.
Oh.
There you go. Oh my gosh, that is no joke.
Yeah, this one's. It's I actually just got that tank. It's a big
Okay.
boy tank.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a 3 Max Fire Loop tank.
Is there like a
if anybody
flavor?
knows what this box mod is, this is actually a Sigelli box mod. They quit making these, and they
Oh.
were one of the best in the market.
Really?
So I forgot the name of it,
Huh.
but it's a Sigelli box mod, and they're very sought after.
No way. Cool.
People, yeah, I've been offered $100 for that thing, just as it sits.
Nice.
So, but no.
But the answer was no. What's the flavor?
It is a coconut rum. Actually, hang on.
Coconut rum. That's cool. He goes and finds it. That's so funny.
Oh, I'm getting old, man. Getting old.
Nah, I don't want to hear none of that.
Oh, sticks down. It's free noms. It's pineapple coconut rum.
No way. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And I do the 3 spiced rum. I'm sorry. So pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like just flavors alone, it would be fun.
It's good. It's good.
Heck yeah.
I need that batteries, but I left both things with 18650 batteries. If you leave them sit too long, or if you leave them in like fluctuating weather patterns,
Oh.
like hot cold, hot
Okay.
cold, hot cold, they're done. And there's $20 for a pack of batteries for that
Okay,
thing.
so they have to be temperature controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, like acoustic drums, by the way. Because if you ever store drums in cold temperature or in any kind of storage that doesn't have temperature control, the wood's gonna warp. It's not like the end of the world, but it does not help things when you are tuning. So drums have to be temperature controlled. You don't want to leave them in your car. Like, yeah.
That's why I like these.
That's-
Too.
Okay.
They had their drawbacks.
So you got this measure of 16th notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you go in a couple minutes. We'll finish off here because this is a cool place to end. Just like we were playing combinations of measures of quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, the different combinations that exist just in this measure are through the roof. Take any of these 16th notes. I want you to pick 3 of these 16th notes, and I want to take them out. You tell me which ones to take out, and I will.
Do the first.
Okay.
First 3.
You maniac. The first 3, is that what you said?
Well, the first one of 3 measures.
Well, the first 16th note you mean, because we're gonna just do
Oh, okay.
the measure of 16ths. So you see this, right? You should.
Yeah.
Okay. So we took out the first one. Give me 2 more 16ths, any of these, to take out.
I said the first. Do the. Well, no, because that would be too easy, right?
Oh, I don't know. It's up to you. The point. This is like a kind of an exercise inside of an exercise.
Yeah, do the first. If each bar, do the first 16th note.
Ah, so I understand what you mean. What's the word? It's not bar. The first.
Or
The first note of the group, right? Okay.
Mhm.
What are the names? It's very cool that you picked those. What are the names of those spots? Imagine the chairs with names on them. It's like you could sit there or you couldn't. You've decided that you don't want anybody sitting there, so to speak, right? But the spot is still there. What's this spot called?
the 1. That's the 1. Then the 2,
Right.
and then the 3.
Okay, so by some miracle, you picked the quarter notes. Was that on purpose?
A little bit.
A little bit. Ah, okay. So you were kind of aiming for something even. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Not only that, but because the quarter notes are the slowest, so I think in my brain, if I take out what's the slowest, I still might have a chance of at performing a little bit better.
Okay, interesting approach. All right, let me hear you play this.
Yep. Oh, Jesus Lord.
Ah, okay. So now count it out loud. Yeah, you've given yourself quite a task here. Count 16 notes out loud and be very deliberate about it at the beginning and do it real slow.
That's 1 E and 2
Right.
E and okay. Oops, that's why, because I was counting eighth notes. My bad.
No,
that
you're
was
good.
my fault
Do it
completely.
again. That's why
1
we're here.
E and 2 E and E. Okay, so E and 2.
Oh, you cut out this guy,
Mhm.
even though you were not supposed to, sir. Right? You
Right.
killed the quarter note on the 4, or the 16th note on the 4, even though that's the name of the spot, right? Obviously I didn't want you to do that, but that was cool because then you just created this consistent kind of pattern. So now do it again, but with that note there, because this makes it sound different, feel different. Good.
Okay.
Count it out loud.
1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and
Good.
Okay.
That is a cool pattern. Faster.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That does sound good.
Very cool. Okay, so now if I add quarter notes on the bass drum, if I just happen to decide to add quarter notes on the bass drum,
Oh, good lord.
your leg is just playing quarter notes very easily, but now you have to try to play the triplet, or not triplet, whoops, that 16th note pattern without it really interrupting the
no
foot.
problem.
All right, try it.
Oh. There we go. Oh, but I did the full 16th instead.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. Beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, and then okay, if you loop it, then you got to watch out not to hit the
Yeah,
right
bass again.
the snare on the one. Okay, do it again and loop it. Ooh.
Okay, yeah.
All right, real quick, I want to play that.
Show off.
Oh, I could do much better than that.
I'm just kidding.
But that's actually surprisingly tricky. That's not at those higher speeds. I have to be really careful because those group of 3 notes become very hard to manage. Say it again.
It sounds like something Ozzy would play.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, I was just talking about an Aussie beat the other day. Crazy Train.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a cool beat.
That's what I'm saying. It sounded like something Ozzy would do.
Yeah.
With that group of 3.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. That's like old school Black Sabbath almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so surprisingly difficult. Now, that's just like, how random was that, right? We just picked 3 random notes, and they happen to be quarter notes, which made it this kind of cool pattern. Let's do this again. I'm also gonna delete all this. I want you to explain to me which next 3 notes you're gonna delete out of this. And I'm gonna just have it all
You
be.
left one out right there. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, you better stop it.
Sorry. OCD.
All right. No, you're good. Okay, so any 3/16 notes, go.
Let's do the 3rd note on each bar.
The 3rd note. So this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do one that's non-sequential. So this is a good one, but then pick on almost another random one. It would be cool. Actually, what am I talking about? Of course we can do that. Well, it's just going to end up sounding the same though, in kind of a way.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, it's gonna.
It's still a cool pattern. I want to try something different. Go random with it.
Okay. Can you put it back normally? Oh wait.
Oh.
No, you took the 3rd one out.
Yeah, that's what you said, right?
Yep. Take that 3rd one out, and then take the 2nd one out, and then take the 4th one out.
When you say, okay, so now when you're saying the 2nd one and the 4th one, I'm not 100% understanding you, but luckily we have a language available to us. These all have a name: 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me them by their names. So this is the and of 1, right? 1 E and a. Tell me the other ones by name.
2.
Oh, sorry. 2. 1 E and 2.
Uh-huh. And a E on the 4th.
The fourth E.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So either you could either call that the E of 4 or 4E. I like to say the E of 4,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same thing. But again, look how easily I was able to identify that spot,
Yeah.
right? Because you used it by its name. So that's why the language of music exists, in order to communicate it to other musicians. You don't have to know this if you're just listening to music. You have to know it if we want to be able to talk about it. All right, so what does this beat sound like?
Hang on. Okay. Oh, that one's weird. That one
It's
is really
very
weird.
weird. So here's how I would approach this. I do want you to count all the 16th notes. I'm going to put quarter notes on the bass, and nobody who knows me at all should be surprised about that. Because the quarter notes on the bass just save the day. They're always coming in clutch for us. You will be able to process the sound of this pattern on a loop if you compare it to steady quarter notes on the bass drum. So let's start here. 1 E and a 2. Well, look, so you see this, right, highlighted?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So there's nothing on the and. E and a 2. Again.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. Ba 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 doom cha cha 2 E and Good. This is exactly what you had in the measure before it, where that there's a note missing, and so it's that bass note and then 3/16 notes following it.
Oh, that's right.
Da da bass snare. Exactly. Right? Now
Yeah.
you should definitely get ready to start seeing a lot of patterns like that popping up, because something you did here is going to look exactly like something you're going to do in the next song, which is going to look exactly like something you're going to do in the next song, right? Maybe it's not the snare, maybe it's the floor tom, but it's the same thing. Okay. Then a measure of 16th notes straight off the cuff, also like you did in the other measure. So I'm going to write these out. So this is 2 E. Oh my God. 2 E and 3 E and then 4. So that's a long stretch of 16th notes, right?
Good Lord.
So 1 E, 2 E, and do that again. Did you hit a snare here with the bass?
No.
Good. All right, do it again.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you could just go straight into another group of 16ths, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try it again.
Okay.
Again?
Oops. Okay, that's my bad. Oh, no. Well, damn.
You're good.
Oops. I gotta slow it down. Hang on.
Just this snare note. This snare note is eluding you a little bit.
Yeah.
Dot, 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 dot. And then the kick. Snare, kick.
Yeah. Oops.
But now you're cutting out that rest. Cha-cha, rest, bop, bass. Snare, rest, snare, bass.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's weird, man. That is, for some reason, it's tricking my mind out.
Oh, no, for sure. But that's exactly that's my passion, is torturing my students. And you're going to see all kinds of patterns like this. So maybe we come up with a super weird one that nobody's ever seen,
Yeah.
but probably not. Like, in one way or another, these patterns have been played and played and played and played. So
Which doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me because I can play songs like through and through, okay, note by note, but then something like this trips me up. I don't get it.
No, totally fine, because playing drums and being a drummer is different than studying music
Mm-hmm.
and studying music theory. But there's nothing cooler than being presented with a really, really complicated, difficult, hard beat, and just literally sitting there and figuring it out and taking your time figuring it out, because you know how to read music. So eventually you'll be able to play it if you just take your time and read it out. There are some beats and patterns that are so hard to explain, it would take forever for me to explain it to you and show it to you.
Yeah.
But if I just write it, you know, and then you
Yeah.
just sit there and read it and you know the rules of reading, you're going to be able to play all kinds of stuff. So that's the beauty of it. But being a drummer, like the student I literally had 2 hours ago, plays in his church. Every 2 weeks, he rotates with another drummer. He plays every Sunday. And I've been there, and it's a big church, and there's a bunch of people all jamming out and rocking out.
That's
And
cool.
and he has had the understanding for a long time that he doesn't really need the theory stuff, because you can just learn to play the drums. And he's right. Anybody can just learn, and you don't have to learn how to read music. You can just play the drums. And he's a full-on drummer. Now
Yeah.
he's realizing how limited he is. Now he's realizing that he feels stuck. The answer to unsticking him is learning all the theory and realizing all these combinations and all these patterns that have been available to you that you didn't know about.
Mhm.
And he's doing it. All right, so let me play this one. I want to see how this sounds, and I'll do it here. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. That's a cool little beat.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll continue, actually.
Go for
So
it.
instead of just quarter notes on the foot, let's do eighth notes.
It almost kind of reminds me of Red Hot Chili Peppers with Chad Smith.
I'm trying to think of which song specifically.
Not just the title.
Sure, you're right. He would definitely. He loves his flams on the floor tom. So I'm doing Yeah, you're right. I like that.
Have you watched his 30 Seconds to Mars clip
Yes.
where he just randomly plays it? It's insane.
Well, those videos are cool. There's a few of those. It's always
Yeah.
cool hearing a pro hear a song they've never heard. Yeah, those videos are very cool. So, we randomly picked 3/16 notes to pull out, and then we added quarter notes on the bass for a reference.
Yeah.
And this is a wickedly cool beat that I could sit here jamming with for, I'm sure a while.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd get bored. Look at all the things I can hit. And the same applies to you, by the way, because you have a lot of stuff that you can hit. I'm just one of those people that has more. And then
Yeah.
Neil Peart from Rush had twice this, 3 times this. And then What's-His-Face has the biggest drum set, Guinness World Record holding biggest drum set. And there's 90
Isn't that-
drums or something.
I don't know. Wasn't that like Michael Jackson's drummer or something where he has
He has a lot.
he does this shit?
Yeah. But he doesn't have, there's a guy who holds the record for the biggest drum set.
Oh, that's what it means.
Terry Bozzio, something like that.
Okay.
If anybody in the chat says it, then they'll win a prize. Whee! Something like that. Terry Bozzio. It's enormous. So okay, he has an infinite number more than our infinite number
Right.
of possibilities, but you still have an infinite number of possibilities. Okay, so I'll let you go.
Oh yeah, it's 2:15 already.
Oh yeah, we went past, but I had to, and I don't have, if I don't have any other students, then
Okay.
we just go for it. Okay, so I will take a picture of this, and the most important thing I'm going to do is include the link in the notes for the book.
Okay.
Definitely want you to get that book.
Oh.
And it's going to be, it doesn't quite get to this stuff, chopping up 16th notes like this, but the book has a lot of combinations like we were doing before of 16th notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and triplets and more.
Yeah.
So a lot of good stuff in that book. All right, man. So excellent job as always, and I'll see you in a week.